Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to show you how I made these urban snow bases for my orcs. To make these bases, all you'll need is some super glue and some cork. For the paint, all you'll need is a few different shades of grey. If you want to add snow like I have, you'll just need some baking soda and PVA glue. Here you can see everything I've used. First up, you're going to want to cut a square bit of cork around the same size of the base that you're using. In this example, I'm using 32mm bases. When making the bases, it's usually a really good idea to batch out loads of them at the same time. I'm batching out 20 here. Then you want to get some super glue and stick the cork to the base. I'm using a brush super glue, so it's a lot easier to spread the super glue around without getting it on your hands. Once the super glue is set, start by breaking off small chunks of the cork so it gives it a nice rocky texture around the room. If you struggle to get rid of the straight line on the base, you could always rub your finger over it repeatedly and it will slowly start to chip away. Next, you're going to want to use some of the bits that you chipped off to act as a few little bits of rubble around the bases to make it more interesting. Then use some tweezers and dip the rubble into the super glue and then stick it on your base where you'd like them. I try to stick to 2 pieces on every one of my bases. Just make sure you've got enough room to stick the model on later. To start the painting, I'm going to stick all the bases to bottle caps with a bit of poster tack on the top of them. This makes it a lot easier when it comes to the painting. Now we're ready to start priming. To do this, I use some of Vallejo's grey primer. I used a 0.3mm airbrush and added a small amount of flow improver. Now I've got a decent primer coat, I'm going to start by putting a base coat of dark cool grey by Vallejo. This should be the darkest grey you use as the base coat. I then went back and added a second coat to make sure that it's got all the nooks and crevices. After the grey had dried, I used the Citadel's Aquax Earth shade and gave the whole base a liberal wash. I made sure that the rims of the cork were a lot darker to add that extra bit of depth. After the wash had completely dried, I then added a heavy dry brush of Ethereum Blue by Citadel. If you just wanted to use this as an urban base, then you could use something like Dawnstone instead. give it more of a concrete effect, I added a small amount of black, white and medium sea grey to my palette. I then ripped a small bit of the sponge off and speckled the paint all across the middle of the base. It is important to wipe some of the paint off onto the tissue before putting it on your base, otherwise it will come out in splodges instead of speckling. After the paint is dry, then you can use a small bit of superglue and stick the miniature to the base. To do this, I'm putting a bit of superglue on a piece of scrap and then using a cocktail stick to spread it onto the feet of the orc, and then holding the orc on the base for a few seconds for it to set. If you wanted to, you could stop here and have a great looking bases for tabletop quality. But if you wanted to add a little bit of snowing like what I've done and give it that extra touch, carry on watching. If you wanted to, you could stop here and have a great looking bases for tabletop quality. But if you wanted to add a little bit of snowing like what I've done and give it that extra touch, carry on watching. Once it's been mixed, you can then start applying it to the base. To do this, I use some sculpting tools. You want to make sure that you get it on as much of the base as you can, but leave the rim free. Make sure you put a little bit on the sides of the feet as well, so it looks like the model has sunken into the snow. Hope you enjoyed this video and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next video.